So out with the old. Got all these parts here for the old blower, that model. So the original plan was to find the parts I needed for this one off of another one. So I started looking around, and sure enough, online, with a company that specializes in reselling returned and broken product, found a worthy, or so I thought, replacement that hopefully would have a good motor in it. But you guys see the condition this one's in. It's pretty well used. So for 60 bucks, I got another one. And as I was saying, the original idea was to take the parts off of this one, or vice versa, and get one of them working. But this one, it appears that there really is probably nothing wrong with it. I don't even know that there was ever fuel put in it. This one has loads of compression. Really nothing wrong there out of the ordinary. Definitely a lot more compression than the other one had. Full choke. And so, of course, this thing does have an issue. It appears that there is a no spark, and I've already put in another good used spark plug in this thing and tried to get a spark out of it, and it wouldn't spark. So what we're going to do is pull this cover off, pull the recoil off, and pull this guard off here. And we're also going to have to pull this little bolt out. No big deal. And we're going to check the coil, see what kind of shape. So this is a good used coil off of the other one. At least I'm assuming it's good. So we're going to pull everything apart and get to the coil and kind of see what we can go from there. Okay. Recoil's off. And very carefully. So as it would appear, everything's hooked up correctly. Of course, this switch might be an issue too, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. Instead, what we are going to do is pull this coil off. So there's that. So for testing purposes, we'll install this one, and I'm going to have to readjust it too. But before we do that, I'm going to get it installed. Alright, so now I need a business card, and we'll gap it correctly. So in the absence of a business card, I have a holiday greeting card. So that's probably good right about there. You guys can see now that it's nice and even. It was actually cocked a little bit before with this one. So hopefully, maybe it was just not aligned properly. But what we're going to do, at least get the recoil on, so it'll make it a little bit easier for us to check the spark. And so I don't know how well the camera can see that or not. But you guys can see it's sparking now. It was not doing that before, no matter how hard I tried. So I'm going to throw everything back together and I'm not going to put the tube back on here just yet because I want to make sure this thing works. And then after that, we'll put it all back together. But I am going to put this other cover back on and probably this guard. So we're going to purge the lines. And full choke. Nice. I think that was our issue. Let's get that tube on, bring it outside, and see what happens. All right. Half choke. Not bad. All it needed was a new coil. That's unfortunate. It really is, because this thing's brand new. So maybe that coil that they put on it was just bad from the factory, who knows. Let it idle for a minute. Let it warm up before I start really going at it. That's not too bad. I think the carburetor might need a little bit more finesse, but for the most part, that sounds pretty dialed in. I know that these units can be kind of finicky, especially when they're cold. They all seem to like to shoot some smoke out at startup. And I had another Husqvarna 2-cycle weed trimmer that did the same thing. So I think it might just be a Husqvarna thing, or at least the ones we get here in California. I'm not sure. I'll definitely keep an eye on that and maybe adjust it a little bit more. But I mean, honestly, just swapping the coil out, that's all this thing needed. The old one, it appeared to be gapped correctly. I mean, like I said, it was slanted a little bit, but it still should have worked. So I don't know what was going on there, but definitely seems to work okay now, and it'll make a good blower for somebody, especially since I have all the parts to go with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more. You all stay classy.